Hey everyone, I'm Siobhan and I wanted to do a video today which will run through some variations and some options for a pose called VASHISTASANA, which means side plank. And this is a very, very challenging pose that's often put into about the last third of a yoga class. The reason for that is that you want to be really fully warmed up in your wrists and your arms and your shoulders. So you'll have done quite a few vinyasas, which is whereby you take your inhale to plank, exhale your chaturanga, inhale to upward facing dog, and exhale to downward facing dog. You want to have done quite a few of those. Not too many though, because you want to have some strength and some juice in the arms to be able to do this posture, but you do really need to be fully warm. So don't try this if you haven't warmed up yet. Please do warm up for at least 10 or 15 minutes before you try to attempt to do this particular posture. But I'm going to show you a couple of variations that we can take to build up to the full expression of this pose. So, first variation is to come onto your hands and knees on the mat. Check that your hands are shoulder width apart and fingers are spread wide. Knees are hips width apart and point the toes behind you. Take your right hand and move it into the center of the mat, checking that it's not too far away from you. You want your hand to be right underneath your shoulder. So just checking that you've placed that there. Now move that right knee in line with the right wrist. So you've got one vertical line from your knee to your hand. Then take your left foot and place it behind you and really try and line up the center of that left foot, the middle arch of that left foot to the right big toe. And then when you're there, push the earth away into that left foot and hold your tummy tight to try and maybe lift this left hand. You can keep your hand down to start with, just whereby you gain that core strength. If over time you feel like you're holding your tummy nice and tight, you can maybe lift this left arm. The goal will be to take the arm up above the head, palms still nice and spread. And if you feel solid here, you can see that I'm wobbling a little, but maybe you take your gaze towards the wall in front of you, and then over time, maybe you take your gaze up towards that left hand. The most important thing though to do here is breathe. There's a tendency whilst we're doing anything that's very challenging to hold our breath, but if you can breathe through that, holding the tummy tight but breathing, you're really gaining the essential strength to build up through that posture. So that is option one, and there's quite a few options within that variation. And you can do that for as long as you feel is necessary. Obviously then take the other side to balance out the arms. The other variation of this pose, VASHISTASANA, is to take that position from plank. So I'll show you what that means and what that will look like. So again, spread the hands nice and wide, tuck the toes underneath you, and then drift forwards to your plank pose. Take a huge inhale here, and then move that right hand into the center of the mat, very similar to what we did with our first variation. Move the right foot in line with that right wrist, so really taking a lot of shape from that first variation. Then flex both of your feet, roll over onto the outside of the right foot, and stack your left foot on top of the right. Keep the knees and the quads really active here, so you're imagining that you are like a plank of wood. So this is where we're getting our side plank position from. Keeping the legs firm and keeping the tummy firm, see if you can take that arm up above your head again. Taking the gaze to the wall, or maybe taking your gaze up to that left hand. The goal here is to push those hips up to the ceiling and push the earth away with that right hand. If you feel solid here, maybe you'll lift that left foot up off the right foot. Maybe you'll take a tree pose variation here, or maybe you'll take your two-piece fingers, hook your left big toe, and extend your left leg out. You'll see that I'm almost falling out of the pose by taking that. That is the full experience of that, of the full expression of that pose. It's something that takes a lot of time to build up to. I'm still building up to it, as you can see. But those are the different variations that you can take towards that. And as with the first variation, make sure that if you try that on the right arm, you also take it on the left arm. But in between, please do take a child's pose, sitting back on your hips. relaxing your back, and most importantly, relaxing your wrists, because these poses are really quite difficult and they really do place a lot of pressure on the wrists, which is why it's so important to breathe through them. It's so important not to collapse through the shoulders, not to let the tummy go. This is all core work, keeping the tummy firm, opening the shoulders, pushing the earth away, and making sure that you're relaxing as much as you can through those postures. So see how you get on, let me know how it goes, and if you want any more videos, just tune into my YouTube channel and you can find them all there. Thanks so much for watching.